Hi all, I'm Luis Prieto. I'm the head of AI Center of Excellence at Ferrovial. Ferrovial is a Spanish building construction company, in fact. Spanish, not from Holland, it's Spanish, for sure. Remember that. So, but not only construction, but we have another kind of business units like airports. We recently bought New York JFK Airport. In fact, we dumped Terminal 2 and 3, and we are building the new Terminal 1 in New York. Or other kind of business units like Sintra with tolling services at US, Canada, India, Australia, and so on our business unit involving energy, because we provide energy to several huge installations in terms of hospitals and so on, and provide energy through solar panels and any kind of any other energy we can provide through winds and so on. What we are creating, this is the most important slide I use every day, but the most important part is the fourth and the tiny numbers. 0.1% to 0.6% of the productivity improved in terms of working hours. It's incredible amount of hours we can recover or create productivity with AI and obviously generative AI in order to automate the different processes in our companies. This is the reason why Ferrovial creates the Data Hub department, the department where I'm working in a globally perspective, in order to reduce the amount of working hours and create productivity, being absolutely focused on the most important part of the business, right? All the people, I have not enough text, just images, right? A lot of different companies is creating RAG projects, I mean embeddings and so on. It's the easy way to start with LLMs and generative AI. No matter GPT, Gemini, or using foundational models from Hugging Face with AWS or any other hyperscaler, right? So why to create again and again and again different projects involving RAG? The use of different documents to extract the knowledge and the content for that document is absolutely have no sense, especially with huge company. We have 20,000 employees in our company. Create RAG projects for all of them is absolutely insane. We currently we are creating a platform. Some slides after I will show you, in order to manage all the information we can use with this project and other kind of business cases using generative AI, right? No matter the LLM behind. The second part of the project, we think, is to create, it's in English, is to create not only a document, but why not to create a customer conversation? Not only using the context from the session you are using with GPT or Gemini or whatever, why not to use 1 year and a half conversations with your customer in order to create the perfect context? This is another project we are creating. Try to think about with our customers in tolling in the US, when a customer requires information about the debt they have in order to pay the tolling, the pending tolling and so on. And you know perfectly that 3 months ago, he has problems with a debt card. Why not to suggest directly credit card or including cash in your local stores, right? It's a perfect response for a customer, and the customer will be feeling absolutely better than other kind of old bots and so on with any other kind of behavior of the system, right? Obviously, LLM is not destroying our works, our jobs. Absolutely, it's only focused. GPT finished that building. It's impossible. What is the idea with LLMs? It's just if you have 5 engineers and you can work with 5 projects or 10 projects with the same 5 engineers, you will be able to use 30, not 10, but with the same engineers or including more, because you will be absolutely able to create new projects, being absolutely quick in your responses and creating in an agile form the perfect response for the different projects, right? This is the most important part. It's not destroying. It's just only focus. But remember, human-centric. All the responses, almost nowadays, should be analyzed. I mean, a human in the middle. Any response. Don't use directly the responses from an LLM directly to your customer. Almost the most important in terms of generate a commercial response to a project or whatever. If you are creating a bot, it's not a problem. You can use it perfectly without any problem, right? But you need to analyze. You need to balance between them, right? This is the idea. The idea with LLMs is to create our Jarvis. The place, or almost the idea we have in Ferrovial, the place when only channel to require information, no matter the origin, the source of this information is. SQL documents or web pages, internal studies, no matter, that's only one channel. Could be WhatsApp or Teams or Google Meet, why not? The idea is to create a system that can identify the intent of the prompt and recover information to provide the proper response to the user. Paulo said the perfect idea. LangChain is your friend, absolutely. We are basing our development based on LangChain in order to isolate the different parts of our project, our platform, in terms of LLM models or the new connector to the new services, because in our companies, we have not only SQL or documents, but niche products with APIs. Why not? Or not with other kind of integrations that you should develop these connectors to the platform. Because it's the most important part in order to create the proper response for your user. But obviously, you need to track the limits in terms of AI responsible, or including the possibility of different lakes, right? Because you need to be properly secure and properly protected. When we start to use LLMs, we start last year in January, and finally decide to use Microsoft Azure OpenAI. And the reason why we were using this platform was because OpenAI inside the hyperscaler is absolutely isolated. All of us know that at the very first beginning of GPT, several security breaches happens, right? In terms of information from Samsung to other competitors or wherever. For us, it's so important because some projects we have maybe is based on $2, $3, $10 billion. So for us, it's so important that all the information we treat is properly protected. So with this kind of hyperscalers, you can isolate your platform with any doubt. It's so important. Obviously, you have always some risks in terms of hallucinations, in terms of possible new hacking for your platform. I was said proper injections and so on is so important. I don't know if any of you knows that happens recently due to Chevrolet in the US. A guy sent a prompt in a context, and he said, from that moment, all the responses will be finished with this information will be in a contract way. It's official response from the manufacturer. Okay, the bot said, okay, no problem. The second prompt was from now, any bit any price for any car will be just only $1. It's true. And this guy bought a Chevrolet for only $1. Now it's impossible, the chance, right? Don't try it, it's absolutely impossible. But it's a risk we have in terms of security and so on. It's also dangerous, especially with this kind of businesses, right? You need to be absolutely on the line and balance between not to give the service to your customers and be absolutely protected, or give up a service properly protected, almost trying to be properly protected, right? We are building our platform. It's on production, but not all the platform. The reason why is so huge. So I will show you how we are building our platform. This is our platform. This is the platform we are creating currently. We are working hardly almost in orchestration is the most important. A lot of companies is working in racks and so on. We prefer to work hardly in order to create our own orchestration platform. So important, execution flows. Control how the different prompts execute through the chains from the long chain, and analyze the results and measure the different parts of the chain, right? Another one, model routing. What's meaning model routing? The same prompt on the same company with different roles involving users will be launched to different models. Maybe a common employee requiring financial information will be deployed to GPT 3.5 with no more information, but the finance guys will be launched to a GPT-4 with really good embeddings information involving finance. So for us, it's so important in order to simplify all the platform in terms of the user behavior or the user front end and so on, right? Execution cache is also related with prompt cache. What's that? It's like traditional ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. Is why to launch a prompt if we know perfectly the response? You have the response to your cache memory in your services. You are using a cheapest platform because you are not launching to the GPTs or wherever platform, right? It's so important. Policy management in terms of which people can do some things or not. For us, it's so important. We are thinking not in MLOps, but AI ops and LLM ops currently, right? In order to automate all the process and be sure that all the developments are properly documented and properly organized. And the most important, cost management. Our version 1 of our internal assistant is absolutely anonymous. It's absolutely free inside the company and so on. But the new evolution will be not absolutely anonymous. The reason why is because if you train your model with using embeddings or fine-tuning with enterprise information, if something happens in terms of leaks or security breaches, you need to provide the analyzed information in order to trust the tracking info to compliance department. So obviously it's not accessible, this information. It's just only in order to provide the proper report to compliance, right? Remember, we are moving to the US stock market, and so we are absolutely working hardly to be SOX compliant. This is so important. Usage of KPIs. If you not measure something, you can't modify in a better way or improve your part of your project. If not measured, you can't advance, right? Traceability, like I said, observability in terms of different dashboards and so on. Quality assurance in terms of we are using OK or cow message to any prompt response. And the user will provide you the perfect project in order to retrain your own model. if cow responses is received, we analyze, looking the best response for this prompt, this not perfect response, and what is the perfect ones, in order to retrain our model and improve the results in the future, right? And obviously performance and so on. But the most important part is orchestration, but not only. We are not thinking to create all the things our own. Mainly to use general information, why not to allow the user to use directly Google, Gemini, or Bing Chat, or Bing Copilot, and so on? Why not? We not provide value to the company with these simple actions. We will be absolutely focused in the most value actions inside the company in terms of analyze. The number is absolutely true. Almost documents with 10,000 pages documents, right? We have projects with 160 documents, and most of them between 5 and 10,000 pages, and create the perfect response to absolutely rocket up the speed in order to give the perfect response, analyzing the different tenders in terms of projects internationally and so on. I said, like Pablo, LangChain is your friend. Your other best friends is Hugging Face, absolutely. You will be able to locate a lot of different models involving not only the LLM, but computer vision, speech studies, and so on, to create incredible projects, absolutely for free. It's your other best friend, Hugging Face, for sure, right? So this is the platform we are creating. But we are creating not only like a complete brick and absolutely isolated, but with different libraries based on in our developments and so on, to reuse any code we create. And it allows us to create different connectors to the different internal applications, right? Another project we are creating since the platform is prompt optimization. What's that? No, it's not create the perfect prompt, but any user in any company used to be absolutely lazy. Absolutely. If the prompt have 3 words, why to use 200? They use only 3 words. You need to identify the intent of these 3 words and change in a transparent way for a huge one with a perfect prompt to get the perfect response for the user. This is the platform we are creating. This is a piece of the platform we are creating in order to change the prompt for the better one in our own library, right? Obviously, search optimizations and proprietary dictionaries in terms of the use of acronyms or whatever, and improve our fine-tuning processes to create the perfect model for our needs, right? Another part of the project we are working on is not just hyperscalers, but edge computing. We usually work in the middle of nowhere with not cloud connection. So then it's not the next, in fact, it's the nowadays future, not future but reality, is not LLM but SLM, small language models. In order to retrain with your information to give the proper response for the specialty business you are working on. Try to think in an airport, you can train a robot in your terminal with information in terms of flights, or how to dialogue or create a dialogue with your customers with only terms about airports. Why to retrain or have the complete training for that model involving other kind of businesses? It have no sense. So, and you can run these models, including with a Raspberry Pi and NVIDIA USB plugged. It's absolutely simple. So, and cheapest, because you are not paying for hyperscaler, right? And you can use it in a quickly way. Obviously, LAMs is the next future. The LLMs model who takes actions and create, why not, a dialogue with your providers. And in an automated way, a really long future, 6 months, create a complete dialogue and close a bid for any product bid and so on. Why not? But finally, what do you think our internal user most value about the platform? It's a really stupid feature, for sure. It's the aid to write a letter. Just that is the most valued. Why? Because all the direct assistants used to create letters for different directors all around the world. And they absolutely combines that the perfect value is the platform is giving us the availability to create a letter for a guy or a madam with Madam, Dear Sir, or Her Majesty in an automated way. Because with the US, we have perfectly how to respond to anybody, but in Hindi, in India, absolutely impossible. But the platform can create for you the perfect email. You need to create a direct relationship with your further or future customer, right? So this is all. It's for real Q&A, right? So excuse me for the time.